Welcome to the Super Over at the end of day 3 of the first Test match at the Hagley Oval between New Zealand and England. We've got 6 balls of the day, except they weren't really balls of the day, 6 talking points of the day. I want to start, Harmy, with Gus Atkinson, who played a magnificent innings. He took 40 wickets in the summer. We know what his quality is like as a bowler. He came out at number 9 and his bat was nothing but middle.
His bat was nothing but middle. First one down the ground was like, whoa, that's a good shot. And he drops and rocks it, but gets a bouncer, rocks back, pulls it for 4. It's 70 odd metres to flat over the boundary. And you're going, whoa, here we go. 40 odd off 30, we are just short of 30. But it was a brilliant innings. 36 balls, I think he faced. An excellent innings, and one hopefully gives his bowling some confidence in later on in the series.
He scored that 100 at Lords, of course, and he's shown that it maybe not be a one-off. Really, really impressive. Let's go to Brydon Carse then, the other bowling all-rounder, who was extremely impressive with the ball in both innings. He's come out at number 10 and batted like a man who's saying, I am not a number 10. He's made 33 not out of 24 balls and smashed it just as cleanly as Gus Atkinson.
Yeah, he's not a number 10, but when you look at number 9, he's got 100. He's on the honours board for 100 at Lords. He's a number 10. He's a smashing player. One, I think, been unlucky with injuries to get him to this point, but I think now he's arrived, showing his international class. He'll be in the England team for a few years to come. I think he was penciled in for Australia. I think he's more or less inked in now. On flat wickets, I think he's going to be England's go-to man. I think he's going to be suited more on flat wickets away from home. I think that's where his strength is. Hit the deck hard, never give in attitude, and he just looks like a good team man.
Okay, we had this ball yesterday in the Super Over, but another one, Harry Brook, you can't leave him out. It's 171. He's never, I think, going to be a man who will be accused of overcomplicating things.
No.
But when asked about all the drop catches, he just shrugged his shoulders and says, what can you do? Crack on.
Absolutely, crack on. If somebody, all you can do is give them a chance. Yeah, it's up to them to take it. He does simplify the game, the way he moves, the way he bats, his positions on the crease. He's not got any sort of lavish movements or anything like that. And then you listen to him interview. He's a very, very simple man of the game, but refreshing, brilliant. I love Harry Brook and I love watching him bat. I'm so pleased that New Zealand dropped him 5 times because, I was in awe of watching him get 100 and what did he get? 170. He loves batting in New Zealand.
Okay, those runs by Atkinson and Carse might have cast further doubt on the future career of Chris Woakes, because Woakes has been picked. He's a very fine bowler, but for the stability that he provides in the lower middle order. But now that Atkinson and Carse can bat, shown they can bat like that, there was more pressure on Chris Woakes, and he needed wickets. And he took 2 in 2 balls and finished the day with 3.
He did. I was so pleased for Chris. He did. In his own admission, I'm sure he will. He's an honest lad. He'll look at himself in the mirror and say, first innings, that wasn't good enough. I was too short. Didn't have enough on it. Second innings, right at it. And he was good for that. And he probably just needed them overs in the first innings to give him, get some miles into his legs. He was right at it from ball 1, hit good areas, attacking the batters, top of the batters, sort of the knee roll, outside, inside edge, a brilliant bit of bowling. The one to get Kane nipped back, the very next ball nipped away to get Blundell, 2 in 2 on a hat-trick. I'm really, really pleased for Chris Woakes, because I think his position away from home has always been under scrutiny, and with Atkinson and Carse now looking as though they can potentially fill that 8 role, there'll be always question marks. There seems to be always question marks on good people. Ollie Pope's a great kid. Chris Woakes is a lovely, lovely young man, and both of them players are under pressure at this moment in time. To see them score runs and to see, obviously, Pope keep wicket well. I've really enjoyed this Test match, speaking about the two of them.
Okay, 5th ball of the Super Over involves New Zealand and particularly Rachin Ravindra. When England have days like this, they're inclined to send out the dressing room attendant or the bus driver to speak to the media. Not today. Rachin Ravindra played a dreadful shot, horrible shot, looked awful, and New Zealand sent him out to talk to the media. Was that a punishment? He spoke well.
Yeah, he spoke well. I think they were looking at people who hadn't dropped catches. They were looking for people who hadn't dropped catch. He did. It was a refreshing interview. I said that on the following our podcast. There was realism in that interview, and that's what New Zealand people are. That's what the New Zealand character is. That's what makes everybody love this part of the world and the people from this part of the world. And Rachin Ravindra is no different. I think when he irons that out, the little lackadaisical shot, the steel determination, over mid-dive body, like what maybe Darren Mitchell's got in that characteristic, I mean, the rest of it is, I mean, is there apparent to Kane Williamson. He's got the game. I just think tightening up, a little bit of ruthlessness, and I think we'll get Rachin Ravindra into the top echelons of players because he is a wonderful player. He spoke really, really well, but you're right, I think it was a poor shot.
And the final ball of the Super Over is the Hagley Oval itself. There was an abundance of silliness on dress-up day at the tea interval when the best dressed or the worst dressed or the most amusingly dressed came out to entertain the crowd. And talking of the crowd, it was sold out a week before the test started. You put 8,000 people in a confined place like this, there's going to be trouble. But there wasn't, because we were in New Zealand.
There wasn't. There was in New Zealand, there was all sorts. There was the lobsters, there's the beekeepers, and then there was the 4 Englishmen in from Barmy Army suits, in St George's flags, fighting with cricket stumps on a cricket pitch and fancy dress. I mean, how English can you get? Come all this way in the world and fighting on a cricket pitch. It had to be them, didn't it? They had to be the pick. The winners were the Englishmen, were the Barmy Army, fighting with cricket stumps.
And that's the final delivery of the Super Over on day 3. England on the verge of victory. We'll have another Super Over for you on day 4.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.